Hey everybody, welcome to the Bowfishing Buzz presented by AMS Bowfishing. My name is Matthew, and once again I'm here with my good buddy D. Schmitty.
What's up everybody?
I can just imagine that everybody was kind of wondering
where the heck are we?
Where have we been? Well, long story short, my computer took a major malfunction and it has been out for 2 weeks. I could not do much. I couldn't do no editing at all. Nothing that way on my computer. No editing software. Everything just totally crashed. My audition totally crashed. You have been sick.
I was sick earlier this week. That was terrible.
And plus, we've just been really busy.
We've been insanely busy.
But the main thing is, my computer took a big hard crash here, and we actually had to wait for parts because they didn't have any parts in inventory, so we were way behind on that. So we apologize for not being out there with you guys on the water, but we are back.
And this is going to be a jam-packed
We've got a lot to go
podcast.
through. We've got a lot to go through. We've been doing a lot, and we've got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
So we've hoped, weather's been good. The fish have been spawning. I hope that you have been on the water shooting some of those big fish because I know we have, and I'm sure everybody else has been doing some really good bow fishing lately. The weather's been good, so it's been good.
Yep.
Tournaments have been kicking into high gear. We've been busy with that. You actually went to Louisville.
Yep.
To the NASP Nationals. How'd that go?
That was awesome. There's so many kids down there. I think there's I think it's 15,000 kids shooting down there. 14 or 15,000 kids.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then, we have different, there's different vendors and whatnot, and I had an AMS booth set up with all the stuff.
Yeah.
That was really cool, to be honest with you. I'd never been down there before. Sure. And just all those kids who the main, their main interest while they're down there is archery.
Yep.
So then they're walking by, and there's a bunch of vendors that are, they're selling bows and bow strings, custom bow strings and bow cases. And then they're walking by and they see bow fishing. Oh, they don't really know what that's all about. So they gotta come over and see what it's about. Look at the catalog, look at the products and everything. And I had a little display retriever where I would throw the line out, show them what to do, retrieve it, then I'd have them do it.
Sure.
That was pretty cool. A lot of them were like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that this was a thing that you could do. And they're like, could I use my bow that I'm shooting here with? I'm like, yes, you can. You can buy that right there. Have mom and dad buy that right there, and you could go shoot some fish tonight. And that was always greeted with a, Mom, he said I can buy that and we can go shoot fish tonight. But
thanks a lot.
Yeah. It was really cool to introduce,
cool.
that stuff.
Just so everybody knows what NASP is.
Oh, yeah.
It's National Archery in Schools Program. And you have teams from all over the United States that go to the Nationals, which is in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
And it's at the big convention center there.
Yep. Flight after flight after flight of dozens of different, youth archery teams shooting. And these are the best of the best now that they're at Nationals.
You had to qualify at your own state.
Right.
To make it to this level here.
Yep.
And they also have 3D shooting there also.
They had 3D shoots, and there was a couple different tiers of shooting. I know there was some individual awards handed out, too, as far as what you would score when your team shot, and then you could finish in the top. I think they went top 5, got awards for certain age brackets and whatnot, but it was very neat.
That's awesome.
As you could probably tell, setting the booth up down there for 4 days, you get there around 8 o'clock, and the last flight doesn't wrap up till 6:37. My voice was a little hoarse.
Talking bow fishing.
Yep. I just kept talking and talking. It got to a point where I didn't remember who I was talking to. There was just so many people there. I had said the same thing over and over, but it was really cool to share that experience with a lot of kids. It was their first time hearing about it.
That's cool. I know I've gone there in the past, and we have the TV playing a bunch of bow fishing videos and stuff like that, and there'd be, at times there used to be, 25, 30 people in a big group just standing there watching the TV screen and just kind of shaking their head like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Right. And I know in the past, I got asked about it a bunch. You guys took the boat down there, and the kids shot off the boat, but you were busy back home with the boat this year.
I was busy back home this year. Went back, I kind of got out of tournaments a little bit. About a year and a half, I'd kind of stopped competing in tournaments, but the tournament bug got back to me. So I had to go go get signed up for some tournaments here, some local WBA tournaments, and we went to the WBA Castle Rock tournament, Castle Rock Pete and Well tournament on May 4th, and did no scouting prior to the day of the tournament. Went down, we did some daytime scouting, and we could find small commons along the shorelines, and I was looking for buffalo carp, and there was none around. It was tough, and it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. It was partly cloudy. It was a nice day, and we actually found one spot. It was a sand shoreline, and we found about a pretty good group of buffalo carp that were cruising that sand shoreline. But and there were some good fish in there, crystal clear water. But daytime fish and nighttime fish are not the same thing.
Two different stories.
Two different stories. They could have been in there because the sun was heating that sandbank up, and they could have been cruising around in there and stuff like that. We went to check some other spots, and we just didn't have a game plan. We were heading to the tournament site to sign in and get ready for takeoff, and really didn't have much of a game plan except to go to that spot right away and see if we could get a couple of those buffs, and then just go for it the rest of the night, just do whatever, Yep. Well, I kind of did set up a little bit of a game plan as far as what I wanted to do. I knew one area was going to be getting hit really hard with a lot of boats.
Sure. Yep.
And I did not want to go in there right away.
You'd be.
I was going to let that rest.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go in there and play bumper boats.
Sure.
And my goal was to go to different spots where there's going to be no other boats, and then go back in there around 1 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
So that was our game plan. We went to our first spot, waited for it to get dark out, and all those nice buffs that we saw during the daytime, we shot one.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the only one we saw.
That's got to be kind of a gut punch.
It is.
To have your only game plan not work out right away.
It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't, because I knew the daytime fish and nighttime fish. There's such a difference between what those fish are doing, and the sun beating in there during the daytime. So it really wasn't too surprising that those fish weren't there. So we just cruised the shorelines till 12:30. I said to Tim and Al, I says, you ready to go play bumper boats? Like, yep. So we flew over to that area there and went into a finger, and as we're getting closer to the finger, I'm like, I don't see any lights in here.
Really?
There's no lights. So we went in there and we started working around a little bit, doing our thing, and started seeing some buffalo carp and shooting a couple buffalo carp, and I'm still not seeing any lights, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What's up with this?
Everybody done shot it out already.
They thought so.
Okay, all right, yep.
They thought so. So we just kept going further back in there, and we were shooting fish. We're shooting buffs. Nothing huge, nothing big, but we're shooting buffs. And one airboat came out on the other bank away from us, and after he left, we had that whole finger to ourselves till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yep. Our first pass down through there, we shot 8 buffalo carp.
Okay.
We went back out, sat out there, gave it time to settle down again. No boats were coming in, so I wasn't feeling pressure to hurry up and get back in there. Sure. So we gave it a half hour.
Yep.
I said, well, let's give it another run. If we can pick up another 8 or 7, or, that we're getting close to our big 20 weights, or our big 20. We went back in there. We shot like 14 that time.
Heck yeah.
And we were feeling pretty good, We had the whole spot to ourselves. And it was kind of fun. And then we went back out. And this time we went way out and gave it some time. We went out and ate some snacks and drank a couple of sodas and water and stuff. And we went back in there the third round. And I know we picked up about 8 more buffs, and then stayed in there the rest of the night and moved around and bounced around and weren't seeing many fish anymore. So we started heading back out. And that's when we saw our other boat that was coming back in there was like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
And we had pretty much, hit that area really hard. So, but the reason that I gave that area time to kind of get hit first is because I kind of had an idea what those boats were going to be doing. They're going to be pushing those fish, and not knowing what they're pushing, not being able to see them. So I gave that spot a lot of time. And once it got later out, figuring that a lot of those boats that were in there weren't seeing any more fish, so they would leave.
Right.
And then we snuck in there.
Yep.
And those fish were still there. I'm not going to get into details of what we did, but it wasn't no cheating or nothing like that. But But we just worked those fish, and they were still in there.
Oh, you're talking about your magical strategy. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, it worked out, and that was kind of cool because then we went back to weigh in and started calling our fish, and you see all the other boats that come in and stuff, and then people start talking, oh man, and we kind of had a pretty good idea that we were going to do pretty well in that tournament, and we did. We ended up taking first place in that tournament.
Heck yeah.
I think we weighed in 440 pounds or something like that. It wasn't a big, our biggest buffalo was 27 pounds.
Sure.
But it felt good.
Oh, I bet. Well, geez.
It felt good. It felt good to get back into tournaments.
Come out of retirement, bang! First tournament, you go and take first place.
It was fun. It was not only that, but it was just fun to be in that tournament atmosphere, seeing your friends and talking and the bow fishing, BSing and stuff like that,
the competitive.
And watching the weigh-ins and stuff like that. It was fun, and I was glad to get back into the swing of some tournaments and stuff. And I've shot in 2 other tournaments since then. We shot in the Wisconsin Open here at the end of the month, Memorial Weekend. We shot in that, and we shot some good fish. But that's a tough tournament because it's a statewide tournament.
Oh, sure.
And we ended up there was 72 or 68 teams in there or something like that.
Nice sized tournament there.
A nice tournament, very nice tournament, very well run tournament that they put on the Carpzilla RFA.
Sure.
Wisconsin Open. It's an awesome tournament, and I think we ended up taking like 27th. In that tournament.
Cool.
But once again, just being in that tournament atmosphere and the tournament teams and stuff, it just it felt good, and it felt good to get back and talking to people. Meeting, talking. And seeing all the boats and the takeoff, playing your favorite tunes at takeoff and stuff like that. So it felt really good. But one thing that you can do is you can actually watch this here, episode 8, on our YouTube channel, because we'll be showing some video from, getting to the tournaments and calling our fish and stuff like that. So.
Sure. I like how we're tying footage into that, at least the YouTube aspect of it.
Right.
It kind of, we sit here and talk to each other about all this stuff, and we can envision it perfect in our heads because we were there, or we've witnessed it, something like it before.
Right.
But doing this, you can show people exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely. And there's a really big section that's going to be in that video. I went down. By myself on a Friday after work, and the buffs were spawning. So I set the fusion up on the back of the globe, and I just let it play. So there's gonna be there's a large section of that. Once again, nothing big, but it's kind of cool footage.
Sure.
You can see all the fish spawning and making V's around me and stuff like that. The water was dirty. I did see a lot of fish. I didn't shoot a lot of them because I was kind of waiting for a bigger ones and stuff. But after seeing smaller ones all the time, you just gotta start shooting.
Right. And if people have not watched that footage before, we throw the GoPro Fusion up, and that's a 360 GoPro that captures everything. All around, 360 degrees around it. And it can get some very cool footage. You can throw it up on top of the globe, and you don't even need a cameraman. It can. It
does everything. It is a cameraman.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you can actually, if you're standing in the middle of the deck, and you go off to the left side, and you shoot a fish off to the left, you can actually swing that camera, the view, over, and it'll catch everything.
Right.
It'll even go all the way to the back of the outboard if it wants.
If you shoot a fish that's almost behind the boat, you can swing yourself, the camera view at least, so that people watching it can, see the fish. It's really cool.
It is neat. So, check it out on YouTube. It's some pretty cool stuff. You'll get to watch all the culling of the fish, the weigh-ins of that one tournament, and getting to the tournament headquarters, and then that solo buff little session that I had out there. So that was kind of fun. That was a lot of fun.
I always give you crap.
Yeah.
About a lot of different things. But I would say that near the top of the list of things I give you crap about, I kind of tease you about being a little bit of a bow fishing legend.
Oh, God.
Would you say that that's accurate? Sometimes I give you crap about that.
You do all the time. You're always teasing me.
You can't not shoot a tournament for 2 years, and then, I guess we'll shoot this one. And then you go win the thing. That just plays right into my cards for giving you crap about that kind of stuff.
We got lucky.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We got lucky.
All right, yep.
We got lucky.
I'm just letting you know that's gonna... I just got more ammunition to use in that fight.
We got lucky. Then we had when you were at NASP, we were back home with our Wisconsin bowfishing day, our kids' bowfishing day.
Yep.
And that was really fun. We had good weather in the beginning. We had over 40 kids that came down. We had a bunch of, 18 boat captains that came down to help take the kids out. And it was just a great event, except for Mother Nature and the fish.
Okay.
One of these years, we're going to hit it just right because, man, the fish and the weather, I mean, when we got off of the lake, there were 3-foot rollers.
Oh, gosh.
We had hats on, and this is in, May.
Yeah.
It should be nice out. The fish should have been everywhere. That's the reason we moved this up a whole month, is to get the carp spawn for these kids to get onto.
Sure.
We missed it by 4 days.
Oh, man.
We missed it by 4 days. But, man, what a great event. The kids getting out there and just getting a chance to go out there on the boats and going for a boat ride is something for them. We had, kids did shoot some fish, and it was a great time. We had prizes and stuff like that. But just a great deal to get the kids out there. It's a cool thing. So I always say, if you get a chance to go to any of these kids' bowfishing days or bowfishing trips, get them out on the water. Go join that. Be part of it. Mm-hmm. Because not only are we just taking them out bowfishing, we're teaching them bowfishing ethics.
Right.
Because that day I was talking about, do not leave your fish at boat landings. Do not dump them in ditches. Do not do anything. That night on Facebook, I saw on the same body of water that we had been shooting,
really,
where some kids, I shouldn't say kids, but somebody dumped fish at one of the boat landings on that lake.
Jeez.
And I told the kids, I said, I have all your names. So in the future, I better not see any of your names that you've got caught for, dumping fish or something like that. So that's also a great thing, is that these are the kids that are coming up and are going to be our next bowfishers.
Right.
I don't want them to be doing the bad things that can give us all a bad rap and possibly lose the sport of bowfishing.
It takes one bad apple to ruin the whole batch.
Right. So it's a great way to teach them also and educate them about bowfishing ethics.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. If I remember correctly, haven't the last 3 years, weren't we going to have a nighttime shoot?
Yep.
And it got crazy, tornado, stormy, thunderstorm?
3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Not including this past year. We didn't have the nighttime one because of that.
Right.
But yes, the past 3 years, we were going to have a nighttime session for the kids to go out, and every time we had it set up, there was severe storms that rolled in, and we had to cancel them.
During the day, it'd be 130 out, it felt like.
Yep.
And then at night, we had severe take cover, brace yourself storms.
Right.
That's just our luck with that.
So that's exactly the way we moved it a whole month ahead to kind of get the better weather and the carp to be cooperative. But once again, we got bitten.
Yep.
One of these years, we're going to hit it just right.
Oh, could you imagine having, how many captains did you say? 18? Having 18 boats of kids out and about when the buffs are spawning?
Oh,
or even when the commons are spawning?
They get a kick out of it right now.
Right.
When we come in with 20-some fish or whatever between all the kids and stuff like that. Yeah, and you're right. Can you imagine that if they got into the spawn and saw what that was like?
I feel like that would be an experience or a situation where one of those kids experiences something like that, and say they, when it's good, I mean, you can shoot as fast as you can knock your arrow type deals.
Yep.
That could be enough that kid is going to bowfish 100% for the rest of their life. They go out one day in the year and, oh my gosh, he got to shoot all these fish and he got to learn it. Well, actually, first he went from not knowing anything at all. He gets introduced to the equipment that we use. He gets to go out on a big, fancy bowfishing boat, and then he gets to shoot a bunch of fish.
Yeah.
I think that would be something that he would remember forever.
They do. They do. Absolutely.
That would be.
They remember that stuff. Yep. And then this past weekend, I went and shot the WBA Green Bay tournament. I did go over Friday and did a little scouting, and didn't really see much for fish. They started to spawn a little bit, but once again, a cold front came through. The temperature dropped 20 degrees in a matter of 5 minutes, and that just shut it right down.
Wow.
It was crazy. The day of the night of the tournament, this past Saturday, just gorgeous. Sun. It was just a perfect afternoon, and we shot some fish, but not the size fish that I was hoping for. I still don't even know where we ended up as far as placing in the tournament. But we didn't get into money, so that's all that matters.
Sure, yeah.
I didn't get into money.
Yeah. Yeah. How many teams were in that?
23 teams in that tournament, in the Green Bay tournament.
Okay.
But, so we shot this tournament all night long. I shot with Al Brusky, one of my good friends. And we went to a spot, and there was carp there, but they were out in like 10 feet of water, and we couldn't see them.
Sure.
I mean, it was so dirty. So I busted my butt in this one area all night long, and all the fish were out deep. You could just barely catch a glimpse of them, and they were just very spooky and deep. And the water was cloudy.
Not a good combination.
But we just spent the whole night there because that's really the only spot we saw fish. So we just spent the whole night there. And there's other boats in there, motoring back and forth and going around and stuff like that. So we go to weigh in and weigh our fish in and congratulate the teams that took first place and stuff like that.
Yep.
And as I'm sitting there, it was just a beautiful morning. There was not a cloud in the sky. The sun was just coming up, just gorgeous. And I said to my buddy, I said, I want to go back out.
Oh, my God.
I said, I want to go back out.
This is after an entire night of shooting and being up the entire day before and scouting on Friday.
Yeah. And I said to him, I want to go back out. He said, well, I'll go with you. And I said, well, I think I got to take my buddy back. We rode together. And we're 2.5 hours away from home.
Right.
Well, we got it worked out to where Al went home with somebody else, his brother.
Oh, okay,
and their
sure.
team. He went home with them. So John and I were going to go back out. John Hubble from John's Custom Boats. Custom Bowfishing Boats. We were going to go back out in the water.
Yep.
And as we're getting ready, another guy goes, hey, you mind if I come along? That was shooting the tournaments there, And they were like, no, man, jump along. Come along.
Oh, that's cool.
So we went back to the boat landing. We went back to the same exact spot where I spent 6 hours.
Oh, man.
The previous night shooting the tournament. And it was on fire.
Oh, ain't that just how it goes?
It was totally on fire. I have never seen so many big commons in one area.
Really?
And that's with the water being so dirty you couldn't see 4 inches down.
Oh, my God. So if the fish were how the fish were the next day, if they were like that the night before, would you guys have won the tournament?
Well, there was other boats in there that would have been shooting the same size fish.
Oh,
but
okay.
To kind of put this in so you can kind of understand.
Yep.
When we went back out the next morning, after the tournament, Sunday morning, we shot more weight than we waited the whole night in about 25 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that helps put it in perspective a little bit.
The biggest common, and we stayed out for about 3 hours, and we're like, all right, guys, we got a long ride back. We got to clean the boat, dump fish, and so we shot for about 3 hours. The biggest common carp that we put a scale on was 40.2 pounds. And that was John's biggest fish.
Wow.
Common carp. And we had several 35s, 33s, 32s. You just get to the point where you and I told the guys, I said, big ones only.
Yeah.
Big ones only. I don't want to be throwing all these little 22-pounders out. I want to throw out big ones.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Anytime you can say don't shoot any of them little 22-pounders, you're shooting some good fish.
Yeah, it's just crazy because we shot that same exact spot the night of the tournament and never saw one of those fish like that.
Really?
No. And we were back there 5 hours after we shot the tournament, and it was just on fire. It was just absolutely crazy. And it's something that I hope all of you get a chance to witness and to be part of, because it's really something special and it's really something very cool. I can't imagine how many carp eggs were just spread all over out there on that day, because there was millions of carp in there. Wow. It was absolutely crazy. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Yep. But we've got a big event coming up here.
Probably the biggest of the year. Biggest
in
for
a couple
us.
Days.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've got the trailer all packed. We've got the 9th annual AMS Big 20 coming up this weekend. We've got a lot of teams. I think so far, I checked this a little bit ago, we've got teams coming from 9 different states.
Oh, that's cool.
There's so far pre-registered teams, I think we were up to 62.
Okay.
Last I checked, the big fish pot was up to $1,475.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we've got that coming up. The weather has just been gorgeous.
And it looks like it's going to be gorgeous.
It's supposed to be gorgeous this weekend. We're supposed to get thunderstorms Sunday afternoon, which is fine because the tournament will be all done by then.
Yep.
But we've got that coming up this weekend. We've got a lot of awesome prizes. Of course, first place is guaranteed $5,000. And in the past, we paid down to, I think, 16 spot last year.
Yep.
And our total payout was over $22,000 last year. So it's an awesome event. Just kind of going to go through some of the bowl prizes that are going to be given away for the heaviest fish. So this year, the heaviest common carp is going to win a hooligan bow donated by AMS. The heaviest buffalo is going to win an Oneida osprey donated by Oneida. The heaviest dogfish or Grinnell or bowfin, whatever you want to call it, is going to win a PSE madfish donated by the Wisconsin Bowfishing Association. The heaviest drum is going to win a AMS Watermock recurve kit. And the heaviest gar is going to win an AMS E-Rad bow donated by AMS.
Very nice.
That's just the heavy fish prizes.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of other prizes from X-stand, tree stands, Umarax. Wildlife is going to be giving $300 to the kid 15 or younger that shoots the heaviest fish of the tournament. Corey Brossman is donating a 2-day stingray trip.
Yeah.
Dennis Redden is donating a Kentucky Big Head guided bow fishing trip. Matthews, some random drawing, somebody's going to win a Matthews Triax.
It doesn't matter if you take last place in the tournament. You could go home with a Matthews Triax.
Yep, does not matter. Once you're entered in the tournament, you get a ticket, and you could get a chance at buying that, or winning that. You don't have to buy any raffle tickets. You're automatically entered in the drawing for that Matthews Triax.
That's awesome right there.
Yep. One of the cool things that a prize is John's Custom Bow Fishing Boats donates $500, and we call it the mystery fish.
Oh, okay. Yep.
We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know what it is. You'll have to wait till weigh-ins to see what it is. Last year, we just randomly did the same thing. Anything that was odd, anything that was goofy looking. I think last year, somebody shot a drum that had a big old
that's right,
husky jerk in its mouth or something like that.
Yep.
And one of the guys shot a carp with no eyes. His eyeballs were completely gone.
Yep.
And it wasn't like they were... You always shoot carp where they're missing an eyeball or something like that, and it's kind of like healed over.
Yep.
These weren't healed over. It was like the carp was actually... It reminded me of a carp that was dead, and the birds picked away at the eyeballs, and then it swam away.
Oh,
because you could see inside the socket. It looked like a skeleton skull.
Ouch.
Carp that was still alive.
Yep.
So that was really cool. So $500 for that. Just got some... Corey Brossman is going to be coming in from Interlocks Ultra TV, and he's going to be DJing out in the parking lot area, and we're going to be throwing hats away every so often and T-shirts every so often. But we've got a lot of great prizes for that. Arrow LED has some interior light kits for the tournament also. Interlock has some broadheads and a bunch of other bow fishing arrows and stuff like that. X-Stands, like I said, they've got some awesome climbing sticks, Paragon tree stand, and a bunch of other tree stand accessories.
Awesome.
Little cup holders and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of prizes. And, of course, AMS. We've got a bunch of prizes from AMS as well this year.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to that. If you've never been to a tournament, make sure to watch us Sunday morning at weigh-in on our Facebook page. We'll be doing a Facebook Live for quite a while there throughout the weigh-ins. Because our weigh-ins, we have them actually sheltered.
Yes, we do.
They're sheltered. They're in a nice little sheltered building like that, and we do 2 at a time this year. So make sure to watch us on Facebook on Sunday morning for the weigh-ins for the AMS Big 20.
Yep. And if you are listening to this and you are somewhat local, Marshfield Fairgrounds is where we're going to have the weigh-ins.
Yep.
And what is the name of the building that we'll be weighing in?
The Gerlang building.
And we'll have some bleachers set up down there.
Bleachers are set up there.
Everyone to come down. I know every year we get people who, never seen that. What's going on? And they come down and they see the big fish and all the fish everyone shoots, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yep.
It's kind of cool to see their reaction when they're watching. So.
It's neat. We've got the bobcats that take away the fish. You don't have to dump them yourself. You've got the dumpsters there for fish removal. I always run around and I PA so everybody kind of knows what's going on. Hey, check this out. We got a boat coming with some big fish and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We enjoy that tournament.
Big fish board, so everyone knows
fish board,
what's what, a leaderboard, everything to just keep everybody in the loop.
That's right.
So
yep. So make sure to check us out on Facebook on Sunday morning, like I said, on our Facebook page for the weigh-ins. Then after that, I'm heading south to one of my favorite places in the world.
You're going to just rub that in. Rub it in. Yep.
I'm going back to Kentucky.
Lucky dog.
I'm going down there for the Jared Ashmore Youth Tournament. Take kids out. So it's a tournament that's really fun, and I really enjoy it.
That's always a great time.
My good friend Dennis Redden, we take out his grandkids, 2 of his grandkids out, and it's a really special thing. And plus, I want to be chasing some big heads, I'm sure, while I'm down there, because I love getting on the water for those. I haven't been down there. I didn't get a chance to get down there last year, so really looking forward to getting back to Kentucky this year and joining up with Andy Cardwell and a bunch of friends I've got down there, Dennis Redden and Matt Russo and a bunch of friends down there. So looking forward to getting back down there and meeting all you and seeing you and BS and bowfishing again down there. So can't wait to get on the road. So I'm always at AMS Bowfishing. Thanks for listening. And we are busy gearing up for this weekend's AMS Big 20. So from always at AMS Bowfishing, best of luck. And remember, aim low
and think big. Thanks for listening, guys.